Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Look who I've got. Look who I've got. She's back from a bath. Look at her. How you doing? Say hi to everybody. You haven't seen everybody in a minute. Say hi. Say hi. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Hmm? You're a good girl. Are you excited? Today's Friday, Patreon listening day. Are you excited? Are you excited to listen to video game music with Dad? And with chat? It's the first Friday of the month. You know what that means, right, Luna? It means the patrons get to listen to video game music with us. Are you excited? Huh? You excited? You have no opinion on the matter? Seems like you have no opinion. Okay. Okay then. Go ahead, Bubba. Good girl. Go, go, go. Love you. Here. What a good girl you are. Good girl. Thank you for letting me torture you. Good girl. Okay. Go. Go see mommy. Good girl, Luna. No, I'm streaming right now. It's okay. Okay, chat. I figured it had been some time since you had seen Luna. It had been some time since Luna had made an appearance. She's doing very well. She's off to beg for carrots, probably. Welcome to our first Patreon reacting. Well, no, what am I saying? Welcome to the first of the month, the first weekend of the month. What the fuck? I've got ZZZ on the brain. I've got the new Mechanicus Darktide soundtrack on the brain. I've got Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail on the brain. I'm all over the place. Let me start over. So today is the first public Patreon live stream. We have 3 of these. 2 of them are public. 1 of them is private. Today is the first of the public ones. If you haven't been here before, how this works is the patrons pay a certain amount. They get together and on a spreadsheet, and I go through pretty much all of them. It's like I think it's like close to 100 tracks now at this point that we listen to. We talk about it a little bit. We listen mostly. Think of it as a video game DJ, video game music DJ, but also with some chats about music and stuff. You're free to hang out. You're free to leave if you like. If you don't want to stay, that's fine by all means. However, let's get started, shall we? We are very packed solid with song suggestions. We're over here streaming on Twitch and on YouTube, by the way. Feel free to pick your preferred platform. Whatever works for you. Hey there, Twitch. Sorry I didn't have the chat on for you. Good to see everybody over there. I have my Twitch regulars over there. Appreciate you. All right. So, no list for today. However, what I will be doing is kind of just going through. Looks like we have a lot of highlighted tracks. So, looks like Genshin character demos is to start. Here we have Best Girl, Precious Kitten, Most Beloved Character, period, Farina. Yes, I know you covered her demo and teaser before, but now it's with no distractions, only beautiful music that can be enjoyed as many times as one wants. I just pulled her for some C's and looking an excuse to celebrate. So we will absolutely listen to Se mettre sous son 30 ans from Genshin Impact. Here we go. Love the march here, the marziale as she enters, if you will. Slowly crescendoing there. Nice lower brass in there as well. Hey, French. I'm so excited to be here today. I am French. What are you? What are you? The guitar switch is really cool too. Not a quintessential. Yeah. Really like the soundscape in here, huh? Really nice melody. Nice chant here. I forgot how crazy this song is. It's so bounding. It's really fun switching into different, not only styles, but also different genres. Very virtuosic playing there. Definitely electro swing in there as well. And it makes you excited, doesn't it? What a great track. There's just so much buoyancy in that that's so satisfying. And also there's a lot of forward momentum, which is really fun. That's a 3-minute track that feels like it's absolutely only 50 seconds. Really, 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 really cool and fun. And really just a joyful, bountiful experience. So really appreciated that. Really enjoyed that. Next up, we've got some Guild Wars 2, baby. Looks like Sanctum Sprint. No notes. So we're just going to dive right in. This is from the Turandot tier, so we'll spend a little bit more time on this track. Oh, absolutely. Really does sound a lot like Gerudo Valley. I love that flamenco style guitar. castanets, fantastic stuff. That's so good. Oh, wow, what a joy. That track is so exuberant, so extroverted, so present, and it's so really inspired. And what's really, really fun to me is it's theoretically pretty simple. I mean, we're just, if we go back to the very beginning, like it starts off with the horns, which is a super inviting sort of celebratory soundscape. There's also a soundscape of a victory, I don't know. There's a real like militaristic, jovial quality to it, and right. And if you think about it, da pa da da, that's such a quality classic Superman. You guys, Superman theme, ba 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 ba. You just really the way that the horns are present there. Very, very, very declamato, as we say, very, very proclaimed. Here comes the herald, the messenger, right? And then what's cool is that we get into this. Ba-ba-ba-ba-rum, bum, and then we launch into this very fast rhythmic guitar thing, super fast guitar strumming there, very, very, very confident soundscape. The guitar like that has a real machismo about it, obviously, but there is a sound quality in there of yes, there's a real enthusiasm in that soundscape. And then chord structurally, da ba 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 ba. So that's interesting because while the guitar is strumming, it's also changing chords, right? Da 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 da. But you wouldn't think it because it's subdivided. So you have the underneath. You have the. Let me see if I can play it. Da 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 da. And over top we have this melody that's also beautiful because you would think that the classical guitar would be the main source of this, but it's actually not. The main source is the flutes. It's essentially just doubling what's in the bass, but that is creating a melody of its own. It's really satisfying. So you have this fairly simple structure, but all the different elements together make it really fun to listen to and engage with. So the top part is slightly different than the bass part. Now there's a split harmony. Da, da, da. That's call and response. If you listen, you hear two horns. It's really, really cool. That is a really fun piece, and I'm very grateful to have heard it for the first time. Guild Wars 2 continues to be really just exemplary and phenomenal to listen to, and enjoy, really. Okay, so it looks like Renshin, Redcar, and Ryan all teamed up for three. So let me clarify this. Listen to these in one of the public patron streams, the openings for the 3 Artanelico games. Please listen to in order back to back if possible. You got it. Hey, Crowbar. All right. Artanelico, Melody of Elaminia. This is from Artanelico 1, I would assume. Yeah, cool. So far, this is the favorite one I've listened to. Wow, I love the bass drop there. A lot of chant. Nice open chord sound there. Oh. Nice melody there. Nice little dance in here. Accordion. She said Artunelico. This is Akira Tsuchiya. This is Akiko Shikaka, but I don't think she composed. Wow, beautiful stuff. Really, really nice. I like the pace of that very much. Yeah, so this is composed by Akira Tsuchiya, and Akiko was the singer, Akiko Shikata. All right, let's listen to Artunelico 2, Melody of Malfalica. I wonder how different these tracks sound. Very different. Nice stacking there. Hey, Daniel. Wow, so ethereal. Much more tribal. That rhythm intensity in there. Whoa, mixed meter. Whoa. Mixed meter again, it shifts rhythm. There's the sort of unplugged soundscape with the percussion there, the drums. It's the closest thing we have at avant-garde music and video games, where it's like totally unnatural and not normal for anybody to hear. It's a melodic piece, and yet it's not. Nice upper register up there. That was wild. I didn't like that one as much as I liked the first one. I think because it was a little bit darker. It had a darker quality to it. It was a little bit more bleak, even though it had a very beautiful melody. It really did sound like it was painting a very dark picture of a tragedy or some sort of unfortunate occurrence, if you will. The first one was a lot more bounding and maybe playful sounding. So I find that interesting, but it makes sense because it's the second of the three. So perhaps there's some sort of conflict in there. And then the last of these three is the Artenelko Koga Knell of our Ciel. Have I heard this before? Yeah, the divine power full of love. Very in your face here. What's up, Soccer Man? The sound quality is really interesting. Dun 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 dun. I find it really interesting the organic percussion in the background mixed in with this sort of language that's very foreign, and the scientific melds with the organic. That's a chant. Nice harmony up at the very top. Nice unison movement. Really nice harmony. I mean, these are really well done, and I know that a lot of people are like, what is Artenelko? And honestly, that's been my continued sort of experience with these pieces. Every time I get them, I look at them and I say, okay, interesting. But then as time goes on, I start to really, I've started actually sharing them with people in the non-gaming industry, in the classical music industry, and the sort of discussion has been pretty interesting because they are really nice, passionate, powerful pieces of real, like, soulful expression, and quite deep in their qualities of sort of, there's a revelatory sound to them, and I think part of that is because of the open chord structure in that, but also there's no vibrato. It's essentially shouted, but it's done in a way that's extremely hospitable, if that makes sense. There's a real beauty in this, and it's certainly an acquired taste, but as time has gone on, I've started to absolutely discover and acquire that taste, and I really respect these pieces. Lisa, Definitive Edition, the worst call yet. The Definitive Edition has such a good soundtrack. Wait for the second part. Plays at the last phase of the secret boss. Uses the call leitmotif throughout the game. Lisa, the Painful. I almost picked these up the other day. Oops. We have ourselves a very low pulsation. Oh boy. You know, the more I listen to Lisa, the more I actually love this soundtrack. And I love it because it's like fucking audacious. Like it just is like doing whatever. What I really like about that, and why I would never put this on a bad video game music soundtrack listing, is because the melody is extremely catchy. And structurally, it actually makes some bold choices. I mean, whether or not, I don't know that vocalism could be like a pig, it could be a frog, it could be a weird fucked up person. Like I don't know what the intention is there musically, or contextually. But if we're looking at it in a vacuum, which is what we tend to do here, I find that the music is actually quite interesting. It's very simple, but it's a very bright and joyful song that almost invites. It reminds me a lot of. There's a track from Spamalot. Has anybody seen that? There's a track from Spamalot. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. And then there's like a whole like they use the coconuts from Monty Python on the Holy Grail to do tapping, and it's very funny because there's a whole like tap dance sequence with always look on the bright side of life. Anyway, that's from Life of Brian. Okay, I didn't realize that. So anyway, all that to say, this reminds me a little bit of that. It's quite peaceful, even though it also would disturb me if I heard it alone in the dark. So I liked the melody a lot, and this is the third time I've heard something from Lisa that's really just spun the old brain and has made me want to explore the game more deeply. Gears of War. Hope runs deep from Gears of War 2. This is the day that we ensure our survival as a species. Soldier of the cog. My fellow Gears, go forth and bring back the hope of humanity. So we will listen to that next. Love the male choral backing in this. You got it, Daniel. Very subtle forward movement there. So we've replaced the male choir with the female soloist. Whoa! Nice unison movement with the low strings there. That's very effective. Nice horn focus in there. Ooh, a snare drum. Oh, really good. It's very broad. It's very expansive, isn't it? Love the ticking thing, the ticking metallic sound. Yes. Sforzando or crescendo, and then we pull all the way back. Such a calm and musical occurrence. It's really, really cool. Super Bleak 2. Wow, good stuff. Gears really surprising. I'm looking forward to actually playing through some of these. I think I tried a little while ago and I got kind of nauseated, but really, really neat. Hello, welcome everybody. For those of you that are joining in for the first time over on Twitch and over on YouTube, this is our monthly, one of 3 monthly Patreon live streams where we listen to video game music together. I do a little bit of talking. These are requests from the Patreon. They pay for this, and we get to share it publicly together. And yeah, let's keep her moving, shall we? Whoa, 1000X Resist, Fixer song. This song exists in universe written in song. Okay, so it's diegetic. It's written and sung by the character The Fixer. We see a scene of her workshopping this song in front of another character, Watcher. The lyrics provide a synopsis of Fixer's motivations and provide context for the actions she'll take throughout the story. I heard good things about this game. Fixer song.
Mother loves you and cares for all your sisters. She has powers and wisdom beyond imagine. If there's danger, she surely has prepared us. I dreamed we sisters were the stars up in the sky, gently tethered to a brilliant sun for life. The All-Mother, she shines so bright, but Mother's glow is not as warm as it had seemed to be, and it feels very far from me. And it feels very far from me. Love your mother and trust in her teachings. Do your duties and carry out your function for a future far from sin or incineration. We're all just flowers in a garden of her making. Soon we'll grow big but mother's glow is not as warm as it had seemed to be, and it feels very far from me, and it feels very far from me.
There's a lot of elements that I like in this piece, but one glaring one that I don't, and that's the singing itself. But I would like to explain why. The piano is wonderfully honest, and there's an innocence and a purity in this that's writing in the writing itself that sounds really gentle and really genuine. And I really appreciate how organic and natural that sounds. So there's nothing like, in today's modern video game music landscape, we get a lot of soundscapes that are overly produced and very sort of fake sounding. And one of the things that I really appreciate about this is how raw it is. So then it doesn't make sense that then the next statement I would say is I don't really like the singing, but I don't like the singing because I don't particularly like the voice itself. It's a little bit, it sort of started to grate on the ears ever so slightly. What I do like about the singing is that it's, the sound quality is quite pure, quite untrained. And I think that really lends itself to the naturalness of this. This is a very vulnerable presentation to another person, given the context of what I read. So all of those things really work to its favor. It's a very, very, very raw emotional piece. I liked it, but I didn't at the same time, if that makes sense. It's a very, very, very honest piece that I think is essential and required. And I know that the story of 1000X Resist is one that's a very interesting and narratively complex. And I'm intrigued actually to want to check it out now. I started it, but I didn't keep playing. Yeah, it's complicated when you don't like something, and trying to understand why I don't like it is always peculiar, especially on a first pass. But it's very haunting, and it does give you the sense of a real. It's weird because there's a warmth in it, but there's also this incredible feeling of bleakness, and I can't tell if that's because of the vocals or what. It's pretty intense, so it's cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. And obviously, I hope you know that when I have an opinion about something, that's not to poo-poo your opinion, just so we're clear. Especially because these are, pieces provided to me by the patron. So I'm not taking a shit on I'm not yucking your yum, as it were. But yeah, it's cool stuff, though, either way. All right. So, and also I would say what I like about that is that it is it's non-traditional, and it's not standard, which is actually, again, up to its advantage. It's not like, oh, look, an orchestra piece. It reminded me a lot of the Outer Wilds. It reminded me a lot of the Outer Wilds soundtrack, where it was very stripped back, raw, simple orchestration in that it was just a piano, real lends itself to a nakedness. So that was my sort of, I just didn't really like her singing, to be honest with you. It was a little bit grating after a while. But also, I guess it's worth noting too, sorry, I'm on this topic now. What's really cool about something like that is that it's a strophic pattern, which is really, really neat. Because, there is a pattern where essentially the piano repeats itself the whole time and the lyrics change. So what we do is we change the lyrics, but the pitches are the same. That's very common in German lieder. So things like Schubert, Schumann, Die schöne Müllerin, Winterreise, Schwanengesang, a couple other song cycles, a lot of song cycles in general. But Franz Schubert was known for this style of strophic poem setting, where he was essentially, the poem would continue to change as the lyrics flowed, but the music, the lyrics, and the piano would not change. And that was actually a modern example of a strophic piece, which was really cool. Fate Grand Order. Vertigern was summoned by the planet into the British Lost Belt in order to destroy it, while in his persona as Oberon, he is a charming man. In truth, as the king of the moss, Vortigern is a threat to humanity who desires the destruction of both Lost Belt Britain and proper human history. It's like a different language. Let's listen to that. The End of Fey Roundtable Domain. Why did I sell out to promote a fake game? Let me ask you a question. What does selling out mean to you? I just have a quick question about that. What does selling out mean to you? And I'll ask you another question. Why do you care? If I did indeed sell out, what does that have to do with you at all? Does it matter? They deleted the message because it's rude and not in good faith. But I'm actually talking about it right now. What's trashy about it? Why? And also, how do you know it's a fake ad? That's the question I have. Do you come into someone's home and take a shit on their house and their floor? So why would you come into my home and take a shit in my house? It's a bad faith argument. Why did you sell out? What does selling out mean? I'd love to know. What does me doing an ad for a mobile game that I played before deciding to do the game have to do with anything? There is not a single sponsor that I could take that everyone would be in agreement with. Why does anybody give a shit? That's the real question. Why does anybody care? Do you know that any person that has talked to me about that ad in my real life is actually complimented me and been happy? So you coming in here and saying I'm selling out. Why? Why do you care, bro? You just come in here and you're just starting nonsense. Do you want me to not be able to make money? Anyway, sorry. Someone came into the Twitch chat and said, "Why did you sell out for doing a fake ad?" And I'll tell you what. You try to start this. You try to start a YouTube. Do you know how hard this is? It's not as hard as a lot of other stuff, though, to be fair. It's actually, I mean, by comparison, my life is incredibly easy. Sort of. But I think it's really fucked up the amount of times that people have come into my domain, into my personal online area, and been shitty about doing an ad for a game that is real and still on my phone, by the way. I play it sometimes. It's good for playing when you're, going to the bathroom or if you're in a waiting room or whatever. This is crazy. Anyway, sorry everybody. I just, when we could ignore it, but I don't see a reason because, I sat down with my fiance and we looked at the game together and we said, is it okay to do this? And we both agreed that it was. Selling out. What if I'm a terrible person? That's the other thing that makes me laugh about these arguments about selling out. No one knows who I am. What if I'm actually a giant piece of shit? Well, you are. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing that sort of perturbs me about this. You have no idea. You have no clue what and I don't even, that person's probably not even here anymore, but you have no clue what my like moral standing is or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a guy on the internet and we are enjoying video game music together. But for all you know, I'm a raging piece of shit. So it's just really funny. Now, am I? No, I don't think so. But I think it's really important to just like be like, it's fine. So anyway, sorry to disrupt our really, really wonderful stream. I'm having a great time, but I find this Lost War ad has been following me around, and I wish I had never done it. I really do. I really, really wish I hadn't. But at the same time, it's really shown me who, if you care, and perceive it as selling out. And one person even told me that they hoped my channel would get canceled. And to that I say, kindly go fuck yourself. Anyway, let's go listen to some more music. Sorry about that. That's very much not violins. That's a electric piano for sure. It's a synth. I'll tell you. I'll explain it in a second. It's a thought I had about this piece. It's someone playing strings on a piano. So this is interesting because it's not like it's not bad per se, but what I find is, and also I apologize for the sort of outburst. A lot of you didn't even see what I was talking about, and I am sorry about that. The majority of you were not there for that, so I do humbly say sorry. I there's just a line, and one needs to sort of address it. I both very much like this and very much don't like it all at the same time. It's really interesting because I find that the strings, it's a really generic sound quality. At the same time, I really did like the piano. The piano was really, really expressive, and I really did feel a sense of being torn, or of loss, or of pursuit. So in that sense, I wouldn't even say that the piece is structurally bad, because there is some emotion to be like pulled out of it. It's actually interesting to listen to. I don't think it's like super well composed. It probably could have been shortened. Obviously, it's a battle theme, but this isn't a loop. This is all one sort of idea. If I listened correctly. So my thought is that it's an emotional piece. Therefore, an emotion can be easily understood, which is really, really good. I mean, that's what we want from music. Is it revolutionary? By no stretch of the imagination. There were certain things that I didn't like the strings. It made it sound a little bit cheap. But the piano was quite nice, and I liked the forward propulsion in the piano. So that was an interesting piece to listen to. Okay. Next up is hey, Sirius, are you in here? Are you in the chat? Sirius 140. Hey, Race, how you doing? Hey, Sirius, the crosscode music is, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. The crosscode music is copyright unfriendly. Can we save this for the private stream, and we'll listen to Ace Combat 2, and that way I can just like download that stream and upload it. Okay, cool. Thank you. And if you'd like, I would like to hear, I really like the crosscode soundtrack actually, but could we, we'll just flip it so that way, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you. All right, so we're gonna actually listen to Fire Young Men from Ace Combat 2. Excited. I don't think I've heard a lot of Ace Combat 2 music. I'm a little bit bummed about the crosscode thing, but we'll listen to that at some point. A personal favor from AC2. This is very much inspired by Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. No shit. Fun fact: Kobayashi remixed Danger Zone for the Top Gun Maverick collab DLC. Really? Okay, cool. He did. Welcome to the Danger Zone. All right, word. It does. Nice harmony. Amazing synth in there. Yeah. You know, that's fun to me because it's just so energetic, right? And it's also you know, it's funny because I was thinking to myself like, man, this would be so good with vocals. But then I was also thinking, you know what? The electric guitar sound is such a vocal release that it really doesn't need it. It's really, really cool. And it's like borderline memey. You know what I mean? But it's quite good. It's quite good. I really like that track. Also, hi to you that joined. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in to the music listening stream. I really am grateful to have you here. We do this 3 times a month, and we just love listening to all these crazy selections that the patrons pick. And yeah, there's do I still practice or perform classical music? I don't perform classical music. But I do practice. I was singing in the car yesterday, and I do check in with my voice to see how I'm doing and see how age is going, because I've shifted quite a bit in my range since leaving singing behind professionally, and there are certain things that are a little bit harder now. A lot of the bigger, heavier roles that I was nervous to do. I was singing a track in the car the other day, and I was like, wow, okay, I can do this now. So that's really fun and really interesting to yeah. So I don't sing professionally anymore, and I would never want to. But what are my top 3 karaoke songs? You know, I've only done karaoke like once in my life. So I don't think I would have a good choice for you. Yeah. Hey, Bacon and Grits, good to have you. All right, let's karaoke stream when? Well, it'll be really one-sided. Let's check out Etrian Odyssey number 5. Last time we listened to some Etrian Odyssey by Tsumi, I was really blown away by the pedal track there. And what I want to compose or write songs. No, I'm not a composer. I'm an interpreter. That's always been my perspective on. My dad used to be like, don't you want to compose? And I'd be like, no. There are some of us that were born to interpret pieces and others that were born to write them. And folks like Alex Bukala or Davi Vosk were absolutely meant to compose. And I'm much more meant to interpret things and stuff. So Etrian Odyssey 5 arrangement of Crest of a Violet Wave, basically the Megalovania of the Etrian Odyssey series, loops at the halfway point. All right, someone keep an ear out for the loop. Let's see. Opera karaoke? Well, maybe you'll be lucky and I'll sing you an opera song during the stream if I feel up to it. Whoa! Again, with electric guitars. Oh, nice strings. Damn! Etrian Odyssey is a dungeon dungeon crawler. No, what's it called? It's like an old school where you like go into different rooms. I think that's the loop there. I can't even tell. It's got to be because. Oh yeah, yeah, it looped. Wait, do you guys actually want to hear me sing some opera, or are you being funny? Mega Man 4, Otaku de Carnitas, Falling Down. The final boss theme that serves as the culmination of the events of the classic X and Zero series, where Dr. Willie's final creation. You want me to sing some opera? Okay, word. Sure, I will. Joe Lolo. Largo facto tu nella città largo. So that's actually not my I'll sing El Luceva Le Stille. Okay. All right, cool. I'll sing one. We're just hanging out. You want Ave Maria? I could do Ave Maria. That's actually would probably be easier since I haven't warmed up. Ave Maria. B flat. Yeah, why not? Hopefully the balance is okay. benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much, Lo Ping. Glad. I appreciate that. Hasn't it been years since you did opera? Yeah, since 2019 was my last opera gig. You packed a spare. Yes, my voice does lend itself to mournful tones. It's true. All right, cool. Well, that's your ever dated a guy? No, I'm engaged to a woman. So sorry. Thank you though. All right, let's keep going. As far as your the consort, I'm not going to say that name because it's a major spoiler. That will be up next week. Okay. My pleasure. I'm happy. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Yeah. So I'm actually in pretty good voice, I have to say. That's like not warmed up or any of that stuff. It's you thought I was wearing a hospital gown? I like this shirt. What the fuck? All right, let's listen to Falling Down from Mega Man 04. Here we go. Oh shit, that's very intense. Thanks again for that. That's a fun little melody. go sing shit. Wow, that's actually crazy. When did this come out? So that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, like, that's really interesting to me because this is Mega Man 04. When did that come out? Does anybody know? Mega Man 04. Mega Man 04 came out in freaking 2005. Okay, well, I mean, not a long time ago or anything like that. But what's really cool is that it really it plays with the idea of danger, and it plays with the idea of desperation, and not in like a super obvious way. There's like a real sense of strength in that, right? Which is really, really cool. One of the really neat things about this particular piece that I really liked was the rhythm. Da ya da 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 da. Right, like it was a very sharp descent down, which really felt like, you know, Zero was hitting the sword, or there was a real sense of you won't back me down. You won't get me down. I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm capable. Da 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 do. 2005 was 19 years ago. What the fuck? What the fuck? Today I was talking with a financial advisor, and he was like, obviously financial advisors, they make their money in 3 different. Oh, thank you for the gifted subs. Financial advisors make their ways in one of 3 ways. Either you pay them outright for the service, which is quite expensive, which you shouldn't do. The other 2 ways, the other 2 ways are they become a fiduciary, which means, for those of you that don't know, means that they help you sort of with your stock, and they take a cut of the stock money that you make. Or the third way is through life insurance. And the conversation came up. Thank you for those 5 subs. Appreciate that. And so the subject came up on age in relation to that 19 years. 2005 was 19 years ago. He was like, you're not young. You're not a young man anymore, but you're not old. And I was like, what the fuck, sir? Sir, the fuck you mean? It's like you're at the age where you could die and everyone would be really sad, but it would be a tragedy. But they're like, he should have known better. He shouldn't have eaten all those hamburgers. He's like, you're not, what I mean? This is the age where it's like, well, that's too bad. Anyway, I was like, okay. Oh, wow. Ooh, Metal Gear Solid 5, Sins of the Father. You don't have to tell me twice. Pretty normal, but exceptionally strong in context. Hai ragione, Aldo, è proprio una canzone fantastica. 40 is the new 25, I guess. I haven't listened to Donna Burke sing this in a while. I have very mixed feelings on MGS5. I mean, I'm a Metal Gear Solid simp. This game is a really good stealth espionage game, but man, does the story fall apart in the last section. Jesus. In the 50s, kids look 40 in high school. Yeah, that Kojima Fallout was Konami Fallout. Hey, but Snake Eater Delta looks unreal. Did Bloodborne not win Soundtrack of the Year that year? Donna Burke is so extraordinarily talented. You better believe I'm doing a video on this ASAP. Yeah, you should definitely play it. You gotta experience it, especially as an MGS fan. There's a lot of nice callbacks. It's probably on sale right now at the Steam sale. I would really recommend it to you. It's a really good stealth game. Like, just remove yourself from the plot even. I mean, the plot, it still works. It's just, it could have been more. But it's a really decent game. This is Donna Burke. I still think it has some of the best stealth in any game. There are parts in this game that are actually scary too, that are like genuinely uncomfortable. Damn, I forgot how good this is.
It's just means to an end. Our salvation lies.
I know.
Beyond the truth, let me survive.
Oh, thanks, Jen. Appreciate that. So I don't really like Death Stranding, if I'm honest with you. He was. Holy shit, man. I had forgotten what that sounded like. Ooh. Yeah, Death Stranding I'm a little more neutral on. I didn't love it. And by love it, I mean I absolutely hated it. But I was alone in France on my last gig, and I was really excited about Death Stranding. And I will give Kojima a bunch of free passes, but Death Stranding for me just is not it. I like it absolutely very little. And by very little, I respect it as a piece of art, but I will absolutely not play it ever again. I've tried multiple times. It just, it's not a game for everybody, and that's a really good thing. It's a game for some and a game for nobody. But if we're talking about Metal Gear Solid, it is one of the most exquisite games I've ever played, and one of the games that defined my childhood. So yeah, if this was your sign that you've been wanting to play, this was your sign that if you've been wanting to play Metal Gear Solid, I would. 5 is on sale right now for $12. And Death Stranding did give us BB's theme, which is one of the best pieces of video game media. So, different debate. It's whether a director should have full control or whether the producer needs to rein them in. It's a George Lucas problem. So, I think it's a problem. Can someone be so big that they lose their way? Star Citizen. So Abzu. 1 second, Kramen. I think this might be copyright claimed. Let me just check. Austin's music tends to get claimed. Just want to. Well, let's risk the biscuit because I want to hear this. I know Abzu's really short. I need to play it. Well, I won't know until after I play it. So. Oh, he used the water. He used the water harmonica. It's like you can see the fish. Nice open vowels. Austin is such a phenomenal composer. Really, the open vowels give the sense of space and depth of sound, like diving into the ocean. Because they're open O's and Ahs, they're very vast and tall. Nice low, it's like seeing a whale or something. Very expansive, and very short and very simple, beautiful stuff. I need to play this. It's only like 4 hours long. I need to, as an art piece. I've heard really great things about Abzu, so it needs to be done. It needs to be done. What's this? I missed something. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Alrighty. Sage Freke. Sage Freak? Is that what you go by? Sage Freke? Time to Let Go. Anodyne. Someone just... Hey, Helmer. Thanks for becoming a subscriber. Becoming a member. Time to Let Go. Anodyne 2. Return to Dust. The theme of sad, painful, and sometimes beautiful memories. What is this? Anodyne 2. What is that? Time to bust out Steam really quick. That is so lovely. Anodyne. Oh, it's $3 right now. Oh, Zelda Light. In this unique Zelda-like game, explore and fight your way through surreal and creepy nature. top, the upper register there. What the fuck? It seems like an art piece, isn't it? Oh. That seems really beautiful. And actually, I'm intrigued. You know, this is one of those games. So it came out in 2019, 574 reviews total. And it's one of those things where, like, it's incredible how I think I had this conversation with Greg when he was on the channel, and he was saying, like, it's fascinating that people spend so much time composing really thoughtful music, and this is a very thoughtful piece, right? And the fact that not very many people have played it, despite the like love that's clearly poured into that piece of music, and it's pretty cool. Really, 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 really powerful, and you're right. There is a somber quality in there, and it's almost like a reflective piece where you're like, the dust settles on your life and you kind of are like, okay, well, shit. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool. Have I played the first Descendant? Yeah. Also, I'd like to start doing something where I showcase other creators. And this particular creator and this particular rendition of this theme John Oath. Anyway, you should absolutely go to his channel. I feel like covers John Oath Guitar, one of the absolute best cover artists on YouTube by far. Phenomenal stuff. He's done a lot of different covers. Yeah, really cool. Anodyne 2. I liked that. Thanks so much, Sage Fricke. Let's check out Suikoden. Suikoden 1 or 2, though. Let's listen to characters having a meaningful conversation. The BGM, this is the theme of a moonlit night. The harmonica. That's beautiful. the harmony. That's so pretty. What's with the random... Huh. I mean, it's so simple. There's something in the simplicity of that that's just so pristine because it's like so like precious, right? There's a real precious quality in that sound, which is really, really nice. It's nice. And actually, that would be a great piece to fall asleep to. And I don't even mean that as an insult. And someone even said I'm putting this in my sleeper playlist because it's true. There's a natural warmth that radiates from that. It really feels like a nice fireside chat with friends. It's really incredible how these games and really music in general can produce these feelings of just like, you know what I mean? Like a sigh, which is nuts. It's cool. Shadow. Oh, last time we listened to a Patreon stream, we listened to Ragnarok Online, and boy, that harpsichord piece fucked me up. So we're gonna listen to some more Ragnarok. Kingdom Memories. Don't read the top comment unless you want to spoil the surprise instrument. Good luck. Hey Raiders, how you doing? Welcome in. Is that a Doro raid? Oh, that piano's gorgeous. Hey Doro fans, what's up Doro folks? How you doing? That's a big fat raid, Doro. Y'all playing ZZZ over there? Thanks for visiting. Feel free to hang out. We're just listening to video game music for a couple hours. Oh, accordion! Yes! What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. I love ZZZ, man. It's so much fun. I appreciate that raid, brother. Man, Ragnarok Online has been smacking. Oh. That's beautiful stuff. Man, 1,000 people on this stream right now? Oof. Thank you so much, Doro, for swinging all your beautiful people over here. I appreciate that. For those of you on YouTube, Doro44, a wonderful, wonderful creator, especially for anything related to, well, really anything, but especially Genshin and ZZZ and Wuthering Waves and all sort of stuff. Came over and brought brought a nice little group. So those of you that are staying, welcome in. We're listening to video game music and enjoying it. Ragnarok Online, that's the second time I've been surprised by this soundtrack, and it's really nuts. You don't have to highlight anything. I will, if you want me to pick, the highlight in orange usually is just for folks that really want me to listen to one specific thing. So you're not required to do it. All right, looks like we're listening to some more Mega Man. Ooh, to save a friend overtaken by a celestial electromagnetic being. Cygnus Wings stage. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? A little funky there. There's that melody in the upper register. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. Da, cha, cha. That's fun. We could listen to that on a loop for another 10 hours. I really love a good melody like that. There's something really special about a melody that really makes you like feel like it just like moves you. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. It's just so much fun. I don't know, that was so satisfying, but like in an old school way. 14 years ago is when they uploaded that. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Greetings. How are we doing? We're doing all right. How you doing? We're listening to video game music. Sonic Riders. Okay. All right. So I've been in a Sonic phase, like super loosely, because right now I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, ZZZ, basically back and forth all day, every day, since that came out. So I have, at night, I've been playing a little bit of Sonic, starting to get into Sonic. And is this the Sonic Riders Zero Gravity? Is that the racing game? Is that that's an underrated track from the Riders spin-off series that gives you the wobbly warbly feeling. I downloaded Sonic DX, the one that was on the Dreamcast, but I couldn't really play it on my Legion Go. So I might have to try it on my PC. Oh. So there's a dissonance in there with the strings, which is not what I expected. drums are awesome. Super big brass in there too. Yeah, this game would lend itself to being orchestrated. So nice long strings here. Love the bongos in here. The elephant sound. Hey, thanks, Royalty. It's like weirdly scary, especially here because there's an actual dissonance clash. It's so weird though, because then it very quickly shifts back. Fascinating. So it's weird, right? Because on the one hand, I find it kind of interesting, and on the other hand, it's the percussion was really driving that forward, which was really cool. And melodically speaking, I found it to be kind of scary, which I was expecting a little bit more of a sort of casual, cool sound. So the fact that this particular track had this sci-fi aesthetic to it is really interesting because the inherent drama and the rhythm is what drove that. That's really, that was interesting. That's interesting. Wow, the other track you'd wanted was from Bully? Oh man, one of my favorite games of all time. All right, Mystic Square and Poison Zero have teamed up for Touhou 15 Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Loop completes at 2:10. This is the theme of stage 6 on the last stretch. On the last stretch of the journey, we fly over a frozen sea, desolate of all living things, except for these spirit things, but they don't count because they ain't alive. I know you don't like context, Marco, but I think it might be good to at least see the visual spectacle of these bullet hell patterns. Loops around. You know I don't like context, and yet you... Loops around 250, the theme of the stage 6 boss. Okay, so the first one. Okay, cool. Is the gameplay in it? No, I did not say Toho 15 Mystery of the United Kingdom. Toho 15 Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Let's listen to this. Yeah, I really like that melody pattern. Sorry for the... I was like... Anyway, sorry for... I really like the melodic pattern in here very much. So it's interesting because I'm so used to Toho music being like... like very intense with the Zune trumpets and stuff. But what I found here is I found a really introverted, introspective piece about it felt like there was a soundscape there of loss and of regret, which is really interesting. You don't typically, I have not typically heard the faster, the slower pieces. So in this particular case, yeah, that's cool. And then let me just listen to the battle version, or this is the stage 6 boss. Okay. Oh, have I heard this? I think I've heard this. There's the zoom. There's the zoom trumpet. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so the Zune trumpet thing is really interesting because I say this with the most respect to the fans of Toho, but this always sounds like mariachi to me. I say that with the greatest respect in my heart. That's just the trumpets. Now that said, they are, I believe in. I think they're in some sort of perfect. I think they're perfect fifths or octaves. So there's a nice. So the Zune trumpet thing is interesting to me because they're essentially in like boxes, right? And so the trumpets, they're always moving like this. They're always moving in parallel to each other, right? And so I think the soundscape is both grating and joyous to listen to. You know what I mean? Because there's an element of it of elegance, but also the element of being very mariachi style. So I don't mean it as an offense, but that's the one thing that I always think about when I hear the Zune trumpets. One of the other things that I really like about this piece is the reversal of what we hear in the previous theme. So if the previous theme is my back is against the wall, I don't know what to do because no one cares about me, or like I don't know how to push past this blockade. This is much more like, okay, I will believe in myself. I will stand up and I will move forth and conquer anybody that gets in my way. Right? You know what I mean? So I like the sort of galvanization that this piece has. There's so much little intricacies here, but I mean that's like a really dense 250 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm Art and Elko and Toho are so interesting to me because both of these are very niche, and I think very like not necessarily for a broad audience. I don't think that but I think that that's a really good thing because all of these pieces, whether they're from Arch and Elko or Toho, have pretty ravenous fan bases. And what's really cool is how they're so unique in the way that they approach the presentation musically. I feel like I just said a whole lot of nothing salad, but what is the major difference between analyzing instrumental and vocal pieces? Well, with vocal pieces, I could talk all day. vocal pieces, there's so much to talk about. Talk about technique. You talk about how the instrumentation lends itself to the voice. Talk about how the accompaniment in the instrumentation helps the voice be front and center. There's a lot of different things. With instrumental music, there's a lot more theory that goes into it, and also because I'm not looking at the score, I can't actually tell you what certain instruments are doing and why they're doing them. I can only tell you what my ear picks up. So it's not as I mean, I cover a lot of instrumental music on the channel. I like talking about instrumental music, but I'm not an instrumentalist. Like, that's not. I have a colleague, Dan. Dan is a fantastic saxophone player, and he's the first instrumentalist that hasn't been a pianist that will be appearing on the channel next week. And Dan, I provide. He's a saxophonist, so I provided him with a bunch of saxophone music. And it's so interesting to hear how saxophone or instrumental people talk about music differently than opera singers do, because opera singers talk a lot about the intricacies of form and theory in a different way than singers do, because singers, again, are sort of natural born interpreters, and so our approach to the way we look at music is different. You hit the analysis on these pieces almost spot on, kind of close to what I put in my description for the chat, which I didn't even read. The theme is relentless and straightforward. It only describes the pure fury, anger, and vengeance of a mother who lost her son forever, and it does so by blasting it to maximum power possible. Yeah, and I think some of that is just partly due to tropes and then also just like, again, the job of a singer on stage, if you're interested in this, the job of an opera singer on stage is to allow the text and the words and the lyrics and the melody that has been written by a composer to translate to the audience. And so there's a lot of stuff that occurs mentally so that we understand character and understand why something sounds the way it does. So that then we can take that, interpret that, twist it, and present it to you, the audience, so that you can feel that emotion as well. That's the goal. So whatever the composer writes, which is always going to come from a place of emotion, is then up to the singer to take and interpret and present with their own interpretation and ideas. And I was actually thinking about this in the car about context. Context is interesting because one of the things that exists in classical writing is something called a tone poem. And a tone poem was a piece of music that does not have visuals but tells a story. And I find that a lot of these video game tracks, while they're always more powerful in context, I think it's really neat to try to treat individual tracks as their own individual stories, right? And so how we interpret a piece of music it can be based on anything. There's no such thing as a wrong interpretation. There is such a thing as a wrong contextual interpretation because the context is driving the plot. But you can actually, music, have both. And that's a really neat thing about music, is that it's really ultimately up to whatever feeling you feel about it. And so tone poems are basically completely up to interpretation because they're literally stories told through music. There's no singing. There's only instrumental music. Strauss wrote them. Berlioz wrote the most famous one, the Symphonie Fantastique. So all that to say, remember that you should go into each of these songs. It's okay if the context is really the thing that you think about when you think about the song, but it's okay too to explore how a song makes you feel, because then you are becoming a natural born interpreter. So I think that's something that's really worth doing too. All right, Metroid Prime Crashed Frigate Orpheon. Hey, Labosturk. Yeah, sometimes I do. I just haven't had time to do YouTube chat suggestions. Usually, what I used to do is just pool questions in the community tab. But sometimes I just haven't had time, and so I have to prioritize the patrons. But I'm hoping to kind of re-add them to the what's it called, the rotation there. Whoa. You're welcome. Thank you for asking. Schedule, no. Hard to say. Usually Fridays. Almost always it's a Friday music stream. Beautiful. I like that. No, I know, Loot. I was listening to it twice because I wanted to really pay attention to it. One of the things that I find really interesting about that piece is that it's there's a real ethereal vibe where we're really like, it's like a dark. Think of the tide pool that Yuna and Titus walk into in Final Fantasy X. I'm thinking bright neon blue lights, like twinkling fireflies. Obviously, we're on an alien planet, most likely. Now, obviously, the track is called Downed Frigate, Orphean main theme, and yet there is a sense of there's no harshness in the sound. So being that there's no harshness in it, there's a quality of embracing, or like almost like swimming in the water and allowing yourself to fall backward into the water, and you're floating and you're looking up at the sky, or you're diving down deep into the water for the first time, and you float around, and like you're looking at the different flora and fauna of the water. There's a real gentility in the sound, which is nice. Okay. Fruit of Grisaya. I think we heard another track from this the other day. Last time I had you listen to the track that plays during hopeful moments. Now have a listen to the track that plays during moments of despair. Want to Smile from Fruit of Grisaya. You know, I found that it's incredibly simple. And I'm fucking seeing spoilers for Final Fantasy 14. God damn it. It's really simple, but quite elegant. And yeah, of course, there is that sound quality of like, I don't really hear despair so much as I hear like loneliness or like a melancholic reflection or something. It's cool. But again, it's extremely simple. But I think like pieces that are usually sad are better served being really like sort of just like relaxed. You know what I mean? It's pretty. Oh, more Dante's Inferno. Storms. Oh, what happened? Storms of Lust. The second circle of hell boss theme. This is where you fight Cleopatra and Antony. You fight what? You fight... I gotta play this game. Nice. Muted trumpets. It sounds like Zalame. This sounds like Richard Strauss. Wow. German vibes. This is German opera all day. But it doesn't actually sound like Zalame, because Zalame and Strauss is a little bit harsher. But this plays with a dissonance that's really interesting, and it also plays with this feeling of discomfort and terror. Honestly, this Gary Schiemann, who wrote this, is a phenomenally good composer, and every piece that I've listened to in this has really sounded very, very terrifying, and that makes sense for a game based on Dante's Inferno. But the compositional writing there, that's all like moaning essentially, and really, really emotional, and but in like a oh my god, you know, like this woe is me style. It's pretty interesting and very, very, very dark and twisted and discomforting and uncomfortable and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's really good. Project Moon is not strikeable, but it is claimable. And I'm trying to minimize how many claims the channel has. Claims are not inherently bad, by the way. Claims are a thing that occurs. You want to minimize them. This is also why I don't do a lot of anime, because anime, if you do too much of it, it also is going to reduce the average amount of revenue that can be provided. And I would like to just point out that, you know, per 1,000 views, on YouTube for AdSense, I'm normally it's $7 per 1,000 views, but YouTube takes a good portion of that. So I end up making about $1 for every 1,000 views, which is why I get very agitated when people come in and they say you sold out, because sir, the amount of effort that is required to make this a full-time job is the amount that is required of a full-time job. So, I love this job, but that's why I sort of avoid copyright claims, because it's really silly and they're unnecessary. And they're also typically, false claims, which makes it even worse, because then you have to dispute. And then when you dispute a claim, it will go into escrow. And then you wait 30 days and hopefully they either finally release it or they forget, and then it automatically releases. I did get claimed for one Millie track that I did, and I'm pretty sure it was from Millie themselves, though I'd like to sort of check in with them and touch base, because there's a whole swath of Project Moon stuff that is right up my alley in terms of how it's composed, and I think it would be really fun. And no, you can't really check... you can't really check until you've uploaded, because there is a check process. So you have to upload. YouTube takes the 40 minutes it takes to check, and then you can decide whether you want to upload or not. Sometimes your revenue share, but revenue share is like 9 cents. I'll do visual novels now. I don't care about that. I mean, I won't do stuff that's anime adjacent, just because it's a little bit dangerous. So like Guts, I know Guts has a visual novel. Won't do that. There are some Cowboy Bebop songs that I'm going to do on the channel because I like them that much. So, anyway, let's listen to La Resistance from War Thunder. Gorgeous. Very patriotic. Yes, I like those Endless Zone Zero themes very much. Thank you. Yeah, it sounds French. Well, it doesn't sound French. Sorry, I see the French symbols, and La Resistance is French. Kunitsugami, I don't think so, but I'd be open to it. It sounds like a national anthem, right? Nice ending. Ba, ba, bo. Fun. I mean, what's there to say? I mean, it's just like a pleasant. This is such a pleasant piece. Let me just take a look at something here. 1 second. Oh, La Marseillaise, yeah, for sure. It has inspired many other things. I think that'll we'll pause there because that's pretty much we're at 53. So the list is actually not very long, so that means some folks haven't filled it out, or that's just how long the list is. I'd like to pause there. I wanted to open, I guess. I wanted to open up the floor for any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, anything you want to ask. I will leave this time for you to ask. But just because we'll have time for the next stream that will be next Friday for the patrons and everybody. Did you contact Millie about the cup? No. I need to keep forgetting. Marco, I'm concerned that we only saw Luna once at the beginning of the stream. You want to see her again? I'm more than happy to go get her. Is that what you would like? The answer is yes. Of course. Let me grab her. Hold on. Luna? Come here. Go up. Go up. Up. What are you doing? Kingdom Hearts is a little bit risky. Persona 3 or 4, I've done some. Listen to her breathe, she's happy. Persona 4, yes. Persona 3, yes. I'll do more. She's an Australian Shepherd. What's Ion? Music you made yourself? No, I can't. Indie games? I've been trying to listen to more of the Hyperlight Drifter soundtrack. She's 2. Risk of Rain 1. Would love to do more. Oh. Luna doesn't mind when I sing. Pokemon, I'm starting to become a little bit looser about because it seems like it's okay. Cassette Beasts. I have a friend that's in Cassette Beasts as a voice actor. I haven't heard much about the singing of it or the music. Rivers in the Desert is great. I forget what character she plays. Cave Story? No. Can't remember. Arknights is always fine. Dead Cells? It's on the to-do list. I love the Resident Evil tracks you put up. In fact, I shared one with an opera singer last week. Omori, yes, I was just thinking about that. Skull? No. The good news is I listen to so much video game music that I have forgotten a lot of stuff. Will I try to get my fellow Genshin voice actors to do a collab? I could. Any upcoming guest stars from the classical world? Yeah, I did another video with Greg, which is almost 4 hours long, because everyone said that they liked it. So we decided to go all in. I did another episode with this guy Dan, who's a saxophone player, and another episode with this guy Wes, who's a singer, and all were great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to hear the new Dawn Trail music? 10. Anytime, no. Rain World, I briefly tried. It's incredibly difficult. I will listen to more of the music, though, eventually. It's low on the priority list, though, I would say. It's hard, though, because there's a lot. There's just a lot. That list is not going well. Are you bored? Did you decide what Legends of Spyro? I'm gonna show them the. No, I'm gonna play one next week for a mezzo soprano I'm gonna have on the channel, Leah. So. Do people like Friday Night Funkin'? DBZ, no. Oh, it's a young fan base. Luna's the only dog I've ever owned. I have listened to Der Ring des Nibelungen. I've been in Das Rheingold. Okami, yeah. I've played half of it. Hoyo music? What about it? I love Hoyo music. I actually have a Rumeria. Is it Rumeria? I have a Rumeria 1.5 hour video for you later today. Can you convince me to watch Cowboy Bebop? Maybe. That soundtrack is just incredible. Hunt Showdown, I love it. I'm not sure if it's copyright friendly, which is why I haven't been doing it. I'd like to include it. What will it take for you to convince you to try Metroid Prime Remaster? Not very much. Have you ever heard of Dave the Diver? Yes. Mega Man? Yeah, I actually was thinking about buying it on Steam. Favorite jazz cover? Oh, Salvation's Edge. Is that from Destiny? It's only 26 minutes? Or 26 episodes? Oh, I do need to do the raid. Ace Attorney's not off the table. In fact, I'd like to play those. I've been really obsessed with Pursuit, that the game is afoot. That one track. Grand Blue Fantasy's always open. Sadly, no fandom is good or healthy to be close to. Final Fantasy XIV's fandom is okay. There is a select vocal majority of it that is very intense. Yeah, I should listen to that. Salvation's Edge. Super on my to-do list. Are there any video game franchises or genres you've been holding back on for one reason or another? Holding back on? No, I don't like survival games. Kingdom Hearts is a bit of a struggle, and I haven't been enjoying SMT as much as I was hoping I would. I'm kind of like realizing that I'm sort of, I have a specific game bubble, and I'm sort of pulling away from. Well, no, that's actually not true. I haven't heard very many Eudian songs yet. I have like every edition of the Ace Attorney or Phoenix Wright. Yes, we're done. We're done. I wanted to save my ears, and we have enough to go through another 2 streams, so I didn't want to do everything. So you can head on out. Disco Elysium is still on my to-do list. Yeah, I know. I've heard it's great. I haven't listened to Shoe's theme yet. When am I going to play Star Citizen? Probably never. Did you do Redeem the Future? I think so. How far back on your list is No Straight Roads? Yeah, No Straight Loads. Oh, God. Not that far. Yeah. Fate Grand Order? No. I didn't grab any of the Steam Summer Sale game. Oh, no, that's not true. I grabbed Splinter Cell. Copyright can turn into strike. Hey, handsome. No, I'm just we're just wrapping up and talking. So, any plans of bringing more? Yes, I'd like to do more, but it's hard right now because I'm not doing individual videos as frequently. Usually, I'm batching or doing series because they're just a little bit more essential, or a little bit better, I think, for retention and also just for general like viewer experience. Individual songs are for an individual fan base, but even the individual song is such a specific corner of the fan base that likes it, so I'm trying to be a little bit broader. But yeah, I could see it. I could do like a Library of Arena episode. It's almost always 1 or 2 o'clock on Fridays EST time. Lies of P, yes, I played a good portion of it, almost half of it, but I stopped because it was too hard. I just finished up Striker's theme from Guilty Gear. All the Splinter Cells? Hey, Sophia. I did get Degen, yeah. Degenbrecher, yeah. I'm taking a little tiny break from Arknights and just to save my wallet, and then I'll be back for the Shoe banner in August. Nice to have you. Yeah, it included Splinter Cell Blacklist. There's a lot of Monster Hunter themes I'm interested in listening to. Just need to figure out how to compile them or create them. There isn't a lot of Mario, Zelda, or Kirby, but Nintendo's always been a little bit weird, so I'm trying to do more of it. And Kirby especially, I was actually just thinking about doing one of those very common YouTuber things where they just listen to all of a certain soundtrack, and it would be interesting to listen to all of the Zelda OSTs from the beginning to the end to see how they've changed. Same with Kirby. Kirby's actually pretty wild. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, as a Metal Gear Solid fan, I kind of hate it. The music is good, obviously, but I tried to play it once and it made me kind of nauseous. I played Hades. I'm not the biggest fan. Xenogears? Yeah, so I have Xenogears. I started it on my PS Vita. I love Ghost Recon, actually. I know. You're talking about Walter? Sorry. Shu and Ling. I need to listen to the God Eater soundtrack because I'm a big Goshina fan. New subscriber. I like when there's culture in video games. I think it's really cool. Tales of series, I've started playing Tales of Berseria a while ago and I just have not caught up to it. They're great. Oh, Returnal is really hard for me, but it would be interesting to hear more of the music. I've heard some. yes, Key, I am going to do a lot more of those because not only are they those videos are the videos with not only with the highest retention, they're also the most fun because I can be silly, and also they are a slice of an analysis or a discussion. Hello, do you have? I've heard Blaze Blue. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to more of it because of Daisuke. Bro, when's the Smurf Carts OST? Thanks for the thanks for the gifted sub there, Moss. Do you have a name for your fan community yet? I think it's the Meatball Kingdom, but I actually think it's kind of pretentious to call the fan base something. But in reality, I think that most people are fans of the games that I talk about, and then and then by extension me, but I don't think I have like a fan base per se. I also feel kind of weird about having a fan base. It's just a guy talking about music. Marcitos. The Unwashed Tide. Yeah, that's a good one. Las Albondigas. Girl, why are you so bored? What's funny is that she's just here laying down, so you can't actually see her, but she's right. She's right here. She hasn't laid here in a very long time. Are we the pasta to your meatball? Oh, thanks, all. I'd rather you be fans of Luna than be fans of me, if I'm honest. But I appreciate it though. The fuck is that? Bolas. We are the spaghetti sauce that will drown your heavens. I'm a dog person. God, she's giving me all her weight. She never lays on my arm like this. This is so funny. What games are you playing? Have you watched anything that points out the leitmotifs? What do you mean? I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy does. Genshin is pulled away from leitmotif, which I guess is one of my complaints about the new OST. Rumeria has some really nice leitmotifs, but they're used infrequently. How long is the stream going to be? Another couple minutes. I listened to a bunch of Street Fighter 6 when it came out, but I haven't really touched it since. Dishonored and Deathloop, is that what you've been playing? I've pretty much been playing exclusively Final Fantasy 14 and now ZZZ. I'm really into it. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Do I listen to anime music? Not really. Favorite League theme? It's always Kindred. I've played a little bit of Path of Exile, and I was really impressed by the OST, and I'm really excited to try out Path of Exile 2 when it comes out. I've heard a little bit of Elfen Lied, but not very much. Oh my god, my legs, Luna. Am I going to play Wukong? I think yes, based on the difficulty that I'm seeing. Yes. Arknights is really hard. I started First Descendant and I found it to be pretty shallow and cheap, so I'm going to stop playing it. Are you planning to play more Monster Hunter Rise? I'd like to. Yeah, I'm very interested in mobile games. You're not the only one that thought I was wearing a hospital gown, so I don't take it offensively. Pancake, we'll listen to it next Friday. We'll go down the list. Thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. I haven't listened to whatever someone commented. New Risk of Rain DLC. Yes, I'll listen to the music of that, of course. Best Mihoyo waifu. I try not to like buy into it, but probably Yelan, if I'm being honest. Can you sit up? Skirk. Considering that Yelan is the only Arcane. I haven't watched Arcane, but I did ask the music producer, because I know him, if it would be okay to react to some of the music and talk about it. So it's on my to-do list to talk to him. Again, it's just a question of like trying to keep up with everything that's on my to-do list. You comfortable? You comfortable? Guardian Tales. It's not a money grabber, really. I'll check it out. Yeah, the guy at Arcane said that, or the guy at League said that it would be all right to cover, but he would let me know which ones are copyright claimable and which ones are not. So, curious about how did you get into the music industry in the first place? That's a great question. I started out I started out in musical theater in high school, and then I decided that I wanted to get into history, and then I decided that I actually loved me. Okay, Luna, you're killing my legs. Can you sit up, Mama? There you go. Good girl. I decided that Arcane Watch Along in Patreon. Possibly. I decided I really liked theater, and that started the push. And then I went to college for opera, and then I pivoted to it was music education, and then it was music performance, and then I did several years at a conservatory. And then I went to an opera sort of boot camp school where they it's very difficult. And then after that, I started gigging. I gigged for about 4.5 years, and I got a little bit too overwhelmed, and I decided to like retire in 2019. So I did about 10 years of schooling and 5 years of like professional work. I sang a lot of really neat stuff. Tosca, Madama Butterfly, lots of recitals and concerts. But I left on my own accord. I was just at a point where it was starting to really pick up, but I saw the writing on the wall. So I got out a lot sooner than a lot of others who haven't gotten out. I don't perform anymore professionally, nor do I want to. Now, if an opportunity came up to be in a studio and record voiceover, of course, because that's what I do on the side, aside from YouTube. But if there was an opportunity to record vocals or something for a video game soundtrack, I would absolutely do it. I just wouldn't really. I wouldn't actively perform on stage if I can avoid it. It's very stressful for me. And yeah, the channel started around the COVID times, and then thankfully it's been the same hustle ever since. Those Nier videos really made a huge difference, as did Elden Ring, and yeah, I mean, I've been lucky that it's been able to continue and sustain me, and I'm always trying to evolve and not get, if you've noticed, I'm trying to move away from doing individual reaction videos, because they kind of don't really like work as efficiently as they should. Genuinely proud of you of being able to recognize and acknowledge needing to get out and then doing it. Thank you. I know I owe you a Song of the Ancients video very much. What would you say is your favorite genre? I don't have a favorite genre, but I do absolutely love games like Final Fantasy, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, especially Metal Gear Solid. Those are like the cornerstones of my gaming life. Star Wars games I'm really into for the most part. I'm really looking forward to Outlaws. This is coming up. Yeah, I play nowadays. I pretty much play everything, but I was really big into FPS for a long time. I haven't listened to enough of Celeste, but I know it's really beautiful. Are you going to cover the rest of the Shadows of the Erd Tree? I've got 2 more. And then we're going to do a live stream, I think next Wednesday, maybe, of every track. That'll be like a culmination, a button, because after that I'm going to prioritize Dawn Trail for a little while. I don't know about watching Arcane. So technically that's, I know people do it, but technically you're not supposed to. But I also don't know that I've got the time to sit down and it's just always moving. Hello, welcome in. Just finishing up here. No, I'm not going to play Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. It's just too much. What will it take for you to try out a Toho game? Not very much. I really think you're going to like the BGM for Tulilo Yolal. Yeah, me too. I really, really, really wanted to stream all of Dawn Trail, but I think I kind of just want to play it. And so I know you were on the stream yesterday, so this is repeating myself, but I think my plan with Dawn Trail is to just film myself playing the whole thing. And then each time I come into a new zone, reacting to the zone, and then separately from that reaction, taking that reaction and then doing a video component. Do I have a PO box? No, and I'm pretty private about that stuff. It's 9 episodes. Oh, I mean, I probably should. I know the music's really good in it. And I really do like and sorry for those League fans of you that, I apologize for the delay in recouping. Yeah, Dawn Trail, I'm really excited about, especially if it's a joyful pivot from Endwalker. Yeah, I think you're right, Key. Another question. A while ago, I saw you reacting to someone paid me $400. And, if I'm honest with you, I will never do another unless it's good. But I didn't enjoy streaming that, and I will not stream. My problem with that one was that yeah, of course. That is selling out. That to me is like, hey, thanks, Scorin. I appreciate that, man. Ace Combat. I literally, like, I don't care if people get mad at me, but every time I have a new guest on, there has to be one Ace Combat track for sure. One Ace Combat track always. I am when they announce Ace Combat 8, I'm gonna scream, cry, throw up, shit myself, shit my pants, and fall on the floor. Yeah, no, I did not enjoy that Roblox OST. And also I didn't enjoy that stream experience. I've got no problem with the stream not being about me, but what I didn't like and didn't appreciate about that was that the chat was not even like talking to me. It was as if I was not in the room. That was very frustrating. Gotta go. DBZ Dokkan Battle. Sure, yeah, that sounds awesome. Thank you so much, handsome Miss Moss. Talk to you later. Your childhood was defined by X-Wing Alliance? Oof, good shit. Jedi Outcast, that was my first, like, community. My first community was a Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast community. It was called They Might Be Jedi. I have Alan Wake downloaded on my Legion Go, and my plan has been to play through the first one and then dive into the second one in earnest, because I've played Control. I didn't love Control, But yeah. It was a They Might Be Giants reference, yeah. Yeah, I know. I hope Kobayashi's in there writing, busting his ass. American Nightmare, I don't know anything about it. So I mean, I heard that American Nightmare wasn't essential to like understanding the flow of. I've been unfair with Remedy because I know that they create incredible pieces of video game literature. So I really would like to take the time to really digest both those games. Control was okay. I felt that the ending of Control was kind of just sort of ended in a weird way. And I also found that I didn't especially care for the characters, but maybe it's also because like the meta stuff I already had with Metal Gear Solid, like, you know, breaking the fourth wall and all that sort of alternate, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, on Bespin with the lightsaber duels, of course. Yes, that was the plan for Sadist theme. See ya. Yeah, Jesse's great. Ati is really great too. But listen, I'm gonna head out. I just wanted to take some time because I don't often get to have some community engagement, so I wanted to just have a quick little chat. Patrons, thanks as always for the support. For those of you that have joined the Patreon, thank you so much. I know I've been pushing it a little bit, and I'm trying not to be too like, join the Patreon if you want to do that. Like, but one of the things for me is you know, just it's great, and everyone's, you know, great. So I appreciate you very much. We'll see you on the Discord, and thanks as always. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next Friday. Next Friday is the next of these Patreon live streams. Wednesday will be the Shadow of the Erd Tree live stream, and yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, see you, everybody.